So welcome to today's before and after graphic design video, and in this video we're going to do something a tiny bit different where I'm going to show you the changes in real time as I work in Adobe Illustrator. It is going to be surprising about how quickly and how different a design can look with some small changes and a little bit of graphic design knowledge. So first we have a thumbnail design here for one of my previous videos, and I'm just going to quickly start by bringing up my text box. Now this text here clearly lacks any kind of hierarchy, any kind of personality, and it's just not effective at all. Now I want to differentiate between this text here and this group of text here. And I'm actually thinking about going in 3 lines here like this, and let's all go to uppercase settings for this one. A good font for this would be something like maybe Oswald would be a good choice. I always use optical kerning, and then we're going to, let's bring this down to this line here like so. Now this black is too powerful in my opinion, so I'm just going to mute it a tiny bit, like so. And then to cause some further hierarchy and interest, let's put this into white. Now that's already looking heaps better, but we have to resolve this issue here. And for this, I'm going to create a standalone box below as a kind of subheading or tagline, if you will. And this will be the same color as this text here. And let's go for more italic, but this time let's use Elron as the font of choice, or typeface, sorry. And of course, we need to slant the box to match the italics. I actually think it's a tiny bit too bold, so we're just going to go for heavy italics here and put the kerning up a tiny bit. And then, as you can see side by side, this thumbnail obviously is a lot more effective, it's a lot more hard hitting, and it's just a lot more visually appealing than the starting text here. But let's move on to the next design in today's video. So what do you reckon is the main problem with this design here? What would you change and why doesn't it work in your opinion? Well, I'm going to say first off that I think everything is way too crowded here, and the main issue is space, mainly the micro white space. There's just not enough of it, is too close together, and if you zoom out, the design just looks too cramped. But also we can work on some of the typography choices as well, but let's get right into this first, in my humble opinion, by having a guide right down the middle of the design. And that's just going to help keep things nice and central. So this R, this sans serif, I think should be a serif, just to keep with the regal kind of traditional style. So I'm going to go ahead and first create some more space by minimizing and scaling down certain aspects of the design. So for this upper text here, I want to go again with a sans serif. Oh no, sorry, I'm going to go with a serif font. And I'm going to go for uppercase as well. As you can tell, I've got my text aligned centrally because this design is very symmetrical, and things running down the middle is a good way to go. Now for this, I'm going to bring out one of my favorite typefaces, and that's one of your favorite as well, I'm pretty sure. That's Hans CF. It's always a good choice for designs like this. It's really kind of retro, but also very traditional. It's one of those sans serif fonts that works in a lot of different situations. And then this motif here is going to be a bit smaller. And for the bottom, I think I might just run with Elron. it's still looking a bit crowded, so I'm just going to finish up creating some nice space for this design to breathe. So there you go. As you can see, just giving the design some room to breathe really does make a big difference. And also, of course, thinking about the message, the style of the design, it's very traditional. It's very, high class, premium quality. So having this serif font here and also here really does work well. And I think having sans serif in this instance does help to communicate a very traditional and a very kind of retro style design. And actually, I might just move this down a touch here. And this is where you get really nitpicky and just focus on small details for the next hour. But let's move on to the next design. Here we've got a typical landing page design that needs a lot of work and a lot of TLC from a design standpoint. And what would you do? What would you change? And how would you approach this design? And in future videos on this channel in the before and after style content, I am going to look towards focusing on things such as the imagery and the artwork and not just typography and layout, because I know that's something important and I know some people do want to look at that. So do let me know down below, what do you want to see on this series? So yeah, firstly, we need to work on the hierarchy on this design. That's the first thing that needs attention. And yes, this was downloaded from Freepik, so we've got some nice placeholder text here, which we're just going to leave for now. And for this title, I'm thinking of going for something like League Spartan, which is something we looked at in a font video earlier on my channel. And if you do want to grab some really cool free commercial use fonts, I've got a whole playlist on font videos. Again, just having an optical arrangement and then decreasing the kerning. Also the leading is a bit of a increase. Sorry. Using a title case here as opposed to completely uppercase makes it more approachable by the viewer because it's more friendly, but yet it's still serious in nature and it's not completely friendly and informal with all lowercase. So that's the title, or the heading, should I say. But what can you notice about this block of text here? Well, the issue is we have this. I'm sure you've heard of orphans and widows, and this is not acceptable. We need to change the text arrangement to something like that, where it's more approachable visually speaking. And then of course, this is the important clickable. So we do need a call to action button and it needs to stand out visually speaking. So with this section, it is nice to have some micro white space here and here, because if you do something like this, this can look very cramped and that's not good for the viewer and how they engage with your design. So yeah, you always want to be thinking about that micro white space on your graphic designs. Finally, I'm going to readjust this happy guy here in his unicorn. And if you've noticed, his arm is pointing up here, and it would be nice to have the logo in this kind of area here. And so once again, we have small changes that lead to a big difference in a graphic design. But yeah, like I said, if you want to see specific things on this channel, or even in this series, do let me know with a comment down below, because I do read all of your comments and try to answer as many as possible on a day-to-day basis. It is really hot here today, and I think my Mac is about to explode or take off into outer space, so I'm going to end the video here, and until next time guys, design your future today. Peace.